obviously you should already be having the value. That's where your purpose plays into part. That's where you should be having your, aside from purpose, status, woman love, but all those other things where your emotional balance has to be there, you guys. If it's not there, it's time to do it. What is up, my BBossBaddies and my Batman fellas? It is your girl Bosana, and welcome BBossArmy. So fellas, today I am going to be telling you guys how to become a high value man. If you don't feel like a high value man, it's okay. There's a lot of high value men out there that are still working on themselves. They are literally still putting efforts in to become that man. So ultimately, if you don't feel that way, you could be that man that is still working on himself, okay? So I want to go ahead and say that these steps are very easy. These things are not difficult. To become the best version of yourself is to be that high value version of yourself. So ultimately, for me to give you advice about how to become a high value man is only to give you advice to say that high value men are only doing the things that they should already be doing in life. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is that to apply it to women, the first thing that women notice when you are not a high value man is that you can literally easily fall into the traps that she has. So texting quickly, if she texts quickly a certain day compared to other day, she's texting you, of course, but maybe that day, whatever, it's a text and it shows that you're not a high value man because you'll go ahead and reply quickly. Now, other times it could be other simple things, right? It could be other simple things where you're speaking to a woman and, you know, she delayed. She's like, oh, I can't make it. And then you're like, it's fine. Who else? See you next time. That's simple right there. But those are the things that won't make you high value because you're lessening your own value. So the first things to become high value is not complicated because it's like you're becoming high value understanding what you should already be doing. So my fellas, the first thing that I want to say, not the first thing, I already got like first things, but I really want you guys to just basically bring the full attention to why you are that high value man. So yes, you can have a purpose, you can have a reasoning, and that will make you be driven, but also understand it so you can always stay driven. There's gonna be low moments with dealing with women, right? And you're gonna be like, well, I feel less than. And women will absolutely make you feel like you're actually not that important. So the sad part is that fellas really believe that and feed into that. But that's why you should be taking that and bouncing back like 20, how could I say it? You should be bouncing back like every single time. I don't know how to say it, but the bounce back game has to be like correct because women will go and try you over and over again. So you have your shit test, you have your trials of like she'll put you in the friend zone. You'll have, well, I'm interested. After she gave and it's like, were you really interested? And then she strings you along. You have all those type of things, but ultimately she's only playing you because she doesn't take you serious. So let me stop, being around the bush. I feel like I'm kind of being around the bush, but I just truly feel like the reason why a lot of men out here cannot be high value is because women know truly who they are. So maybe this video can help a lot of fellas out there to understand that if you start transforming to become who you truly feel you are, it'll change things. So that's one aspect. But in order to be high value, if your performances, and I say performances as in like, take it like this. A woman is looking at you as the big part of the show. Not like you're the big part of the show yet, but you could be. That's how you're supposed to be. Because women get validated, right? They get validated all the time. So if you're part of the show, that means you're standing out. That's what she's expecting of you. So in order to be high value, and for my fellas that are not watching because you care about women, I salute you. And I salute my fellas that still care because I still say it like this. Hey, everybody's dealing with things differently and everybody's at a different part of their life. So it doesn't really matter because if you feel like you're high value or you feel like you're good where you're at, it means that the results are making you feel comfortable. It means that the results are not bothering you. So, hey, everybody is feeling differently. So back to what I was really trying to say to you guys. In order to be high value, that woman has to always be feeling like in that big crowd, when you stand out, it's because you are the one that is being the one that's different from the others. Now, I really wanted to kind of get into how you're being different. I feel like I talk about it so much, honestly. But I just want to say that if you're being different, who are you? I could talk about you guys being different, and this is what I was really going to get into about yourself, who you are. Women fall in love with a guy that's funny, but so quirky, so corny, but so there, listening every single time. Even though you give me the punchlines or the jokes that I don't want to hear, that woman is still interested, and she is interested because, well, you know, you're paying attention to me at this time. Obviously, you should already be having the value. That's where your purpose plays into part. That's where you should be having your, aside from purpose, status, woman love, but all those other things where your emotional balance has to be there, you guys. If it's not there, it's time to do it. Next part that I want to say is that in order to be a high value man, you most definitely have to be driven and honestly fully committed to that dream and passion that's going to make everything that's going to happen. So most times it's never going to be the woman, but this means that the dream and passion is there. A lot of fellas, y'all, the woman sees it in you already. She sees that you are maybe possibly getting somewhere. The woman will never cheer you as a cheerleader, especially a girl that's not yours. So ultimately, the only reason why a woman gave you time or was invested into you was because she's seen that in you already. But the unfortunate part is that a lot of fellas don't actually live up to that high value self that they could be. Or they might do it for a quick second, might look high value to a woman, but it drops so quickly. So you have to absolutely feel every inch, every part, every, let's say, vibration, energy, that is you. But hey, let me tell you guys this. Women read you guys very well. And that is exactly why you guys don't seem that way. And it's not complicated. You guys are really making it complicated for yourself. So I want to go ahead and focus on the last part of the video. And I don't really like to do this often because I can give you guys tips about being like a high value person. But the way I feel about being high value, I feel like you have to be high value based on who you are, right? So if it's based on who you are you, right? So the next part is going to be like every day, day to day, you actually chose things such as, I actually don't feel right messaging her and waiting all day for a reply. I actually don't like the fact that I have to tell her what I'm doing because every time I don't, she gets upset, she wants to know, or she doesn't respond. A lot of fellas have these reasons of why they do certain things that makes them less of a value. And yes, fellas, it makes you less of a value. In order to be high value, you have to be committed to that person that you are, and that is the highest self of you. So no woman should ever come against that. Now, I'm obviously, praise God, I have to say that. I obviously love God, and I kind of talk like, I feel like I kind of was preaching, or not preaching, but I was kind of reaching off, right? It's only because I personally feel like the reason why I can stay, and it's not to say I'm high value. Somebody can think the worst of me. I really don't care. But it's to say that the only reason why I feel good about myself, the only reason why I feel like Bosana, why I feel like God gave me this life and who I am is because I'm connected. And so the strength that I get is truly from God. This is kind of more me being more open or something, I guess you can say, but hey, we're talking. So for me personally, that's how I get my strength. And everybody's gonna be different, but obviously grow a relationship with God. Hey, I just had to throw that out there. And so that's just one aspect. You guys, I'm gonna just say this. Know yourself, know your worth. Stand up for it. And if you feel less than, if you feel like, okay, well, I've done everything that I could to show that I'm more valuable as a person, as a man and it's not rewarding me correctly or as it should, that shouldn't bother you. Don't let that get to you, because nobody means nothing to you as much as what you would say to yourself to make you feel better. So I'm saying that the things that you feel less than because of a woman saying to you, the things that make you feel less than, the things that hurt you, right? Repetitively, you can be bothered because of the things that are coming in, but it's your control. That's why it makes you high value. It's your, I'm not gonna be willing to take it from you. It's, well, you're gone. So all my fellas out there, in order to be a high value, you live up to your name. It's not that you can say all day, I'm high value. It's not that like, hey, well, this is what it takes. I've done this, I've done that. I'm high value. It's actually high value men become high value because that repetition, I said it wrong. Well, there's repetition because you got to keep it in repetition a certain way type of thing, but it's really repetition. Repetition. Dang, Bosana. Repetition. Sorry. It's so close. Wow. Repetition and repetition. That is actually, like, you guys, I'm good. I'm just like so almost like, wow, those words are so close. But repetition and reputation. Repetition, a whole nother thing that I don't know why it came up. I got the words mixed up. Yes, that's why it came up. But obviously reputation is going to be the most important thing because that's what you're going to be known for. So if a woman honestly feels like this is the type of guy that and this is two parts. She knows you personally because of that person, of you or who you are. And also because what she's heard from the blog, from the people that she knows, your friends, your family, everywhere else. She knows that this is who you are, your reputation, right? So ultimately, it goes two ways. But your best bet is just staying safe because you decided to stay true to yourself. And in order to do that is by just being fully invested to yourself. Now, I didn't talk about so much of being independent and fully closing people off because I have videos about that. That's not the reason, but it's actually about how can you keep focusing on other people and still thinking that you should be. I feel like sometimes it gets to a point where you have to realize that you're actually investing more into people than you think you are. And this is actually how I actually finish off, because I really wanted to say that a lot of times, a lot of fellas feel like this energy that they're putting into a woman is going to be good enough to get the results. Fellas, if you're going to be dealing with a woman and all day you're going to be like, hey, I want you, right? You're going to get the same results every single time. In order to change, you change in your own mind. Become that person that you truly feel, because I can say this thousands of times. This person within you, you bring it out, it comes to life, and they see it. All right, so I really thank you guys so much for watching. I do have 2 other channels. If you guys haven't checked it out, links down below. And I thank you guys so much for watching. You guys will see me in my next video. Bye, guys.